Hello minions of the demonic intellect, Dr. Viewer here, and yes, 2 videos, same day. I'm going mad with power. But anyway, I'm hoping to get a few more out today, including a memo video. But this is my Thunder deck, I hope you enjoy it. I've built this in preparation for link summoning, so most of the extra deck you can ignore for when links are released, but this is up to you what you want to run. First, 1 Hamon. If you don't know what this does, you need 3 continuous spells sent to the graveyard to summon it. Plus, if it's in defense mode, your opponent can't battle anything besides it, so that's a 4000 shield. And when it destroys a monster by battle, you do 1000 damage to your opponent. Simple, easy, beat stick. Next, I run triple, Power Hunter. Now this is one of my favourite cards in the game with the Hunter family. Once per turn, well, to be more specific, it's once per copy of this guy. So if you summon another one in the turn, you can actually use this effect again. But once per turn, you can make another normal summon for a level 4 monster, except for himself. So I'll show you a quick little combo with him once I've finished showing the other monsters for his archetype. Next, triple Mar Hunter. Mar Hunter has the same effect as Par Hunter, except it's copies of herself. Next is triple Bro Hunter. This is the searcher of your deck. When he's normal summoned, you can search out any level 4 light monster and add it to your hand, but except for himself, so blah 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 blah. And finally, I got triple Sis Hunter. Sis Hunter lets you get from the graveyard, adds it back to your hand. Once per turn, when it's normal summoned, you can banish 1 light monster from your graveyard, well, light thunder type monster, banish it, and at the end phase, add it back to your hand, but this doesn't have to stay on the field for its effect to resolve. So, for example, this is what I would do normally. For example, if I had either Par or Mar in my hand, summon Mar, use her effect to summon Par. Then I could use Par's effect if I wanted to summon another Mar Hunter if I had one, or I can go for a Sis Hunter or a Bro Hunter. And then I can go into a Link 3 if I wanted to in this Link format, or I can make an Xyz summon. But that's it for the Hunters. But you can get hold of these guys quite cheap. For all these, I got them all for £9. So that's quite cheap considering. Next, I run triple Thunder Seahorse. This is another searcher in your deck. Discard 1, you add 2 copies of any Thunder type monster from your deck to your hand. So, discard 1, you add another 2, and then you got another set of searchers for your next turn. But you can't special summon on the turn. The upside is that the Thunder are in this deck, you do not special summon very often, you just, well, normal summon spam. Next, Thunder King Rai-oh. Neither player can add cards from their deck to the hand except by drawing. And if your opponent would special summon, you could send this to the graveyard and negate summon and destroy it. So it's really useful for stopping your opponent in quick, easy moves. And next, double Honest. Honest, if you don't know what it does, you can normal summon it on the turn and then bounce it back to your hand at the end phase. And you can discard it to boost the attack of any light attribute monster. So it's really useful for quick, easy destroying on your opponent, or even as a shield on your side of the field. Next, spells and traps. I got triple What Kind. What Kind is insanely good. When you do damage to your opponent, you gain life points your opponent lost, and that activates for each copy. So say if I attack them with Thunder Seahorse, first What Kind would give me 1600 life points back. Then the second one would activate, giving me another 1600. So that would give me 3200 life points back just for doing an attack. So it's a really useful way to regain life points with this deck. Next, I run triple Spirit Converter. Once per turn, you can target any Xyz monster you control, or target 1 light monster you control, and give it to it as an overlay unit. So that means Utopia the Lightning can regain overlay units in the game. And also, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target 2 Thunder type monsters with the same name and add them back to your hand. So you can use this on Thunder Seahorse to send them back to your hand. Next, Ties of the Brethren. I run double of this. You can run anything you want here instead. I prefer Ties of the Brethren just because it lets me get a bigger field a lot quicker. Next, 1 power duality for just draw purposes. 1 copy of 1 day apiece for draw purposes, and you won't take damage on the turn your opponent goes. So if you don't draw into any monsters or you don't want to summon anything, you can just skip and your opponent can't do any damage to you. 1 copy of Card of Demise. 2 copies of Galaxy Cyclone. If you don't know what this does exactly, it destroys face down cards and then you banish it to destroy face up cards. So it's a Twin Twister, but a bit more specific on what you have to destroy. Then I run double, What Cube. This gives the equipped monster 100 attack for each Thunder type monster in the graveyard. But you can also destroy this card yourself and give the monster a permanent 1000 boost. So it depends on the situation you want. Next, I run double, White Veil. Now this card you can swap out for anything you want. I like this card myself in the deck because it is essentially a Utopia Lightning equip and a Heavy Storm for just your opponent's side of the field. When it's equipped onto a monster, they can't activate spells or traps during the battle phase when you're attacking. Plus, when you've destroyed a monster by battle, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So this is insanely good if you're stuck in a tricky situation against your opponent. And next, for the traps, double Mirror Force. You can run whatever you want there. And 1 Bombless. But I only run Bombless because of an Xyz monster I have in my extra deck, which you lot know as, well, it's a Trap Tricks. Next for the extra deck, this can be entirely what you want. You can trade this out for anything you want in the extra deck, but first, I got 1 Lightning, 1 Utopia Array, double 39 Utopia, Utopia Prime, Giant Hand, Trap Tricks Rafflesia, Knight, 1 Vylon, 1 Ouroboros, 1 Sky Pegasus, and 1 copy of One-Eyed Skill Gainer. Now this extra deck you can swap out for whatever you want, any cards you want. Majority of these I'm going to be getting rid of. Essentially, in short, what I'm going to be keeping is that when links come out. When links are released, these are going to be the only 4 I'm keeping in the extra deck. But you can swap them out or keep whatever you want for the extra deck to make your playstyles. But that's it for my Thunder deck profile. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again soon.